Hello and welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Lisa Ann Spencer. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I have on my bell woven, which I will show you in this video if you care to stick around. I'll tell you what I did last week, which wasn't very much, and what I plan to do this week, which is also going to be not very much. But if you're interested, then stay tuned. I'm enjoying a little smoothie that my daughter just made for herself, so I asked her for a try. It's black cherry, a little bit of papaya. What else did she say was in there? Kale and strawberry. It's really yummy. And it is quite warm up here in this upstairs loft today, even though the air conditioner is set on like 71 degrees. But yeah, it's getting hot everywhere. All right, so I have on the bell woven that I made from the muslin the whole bolt I got at Goodwill for $9. So I made Janie Bell a dress with it, and I made this one and then dyed it navy, which I showed you last week. But I did get the buttons put on, and the dress is too big for me, but it is so comfortable. I actually wore it to church, and I'm wearing it again today because I like it so much. So I will insert a video either here or at the end of where I tried it on and modeled. And you can see that it's actually about 4 sizes too big. See, it's a gaping a little bit. Of course, I have my camisole on under there because, wow, that's way too low, but I think the cami is really pretty with it. So anyhow, I love it. I love the comfort of everything about this dress. So anyway, I did get those buttons sewn on, and I finished Janie Bell's new look, but it was too big. So let me show you the pattern first. Shown you this before. New look 6705, very simple, easy sew really. Let me grab it. And I do have it pinned where it's too big, so I got it on a hanger. Last week I had not put the zipper in, so that's what I did this week. I got the invisible zipper. Well, let me show you another mistake that I made. The ribbon was too small, so I had to do a patch job, and then it did not match perfectly. So, you know, from a distance you can't really see it, and her hair is very long and will cover it, so that part I'm not really worried about. I don't like it, but anyway, the ribbon color is so pretty. But when she put it on, it has this square neck, and it was about an inch and a quarter too big here. So she's a growing girl, and I don't want to cut into it. So what I'm going to do is undo the sleeves, fold it under somehow, and then regather the sleeve to fit just for a temporary fix. Hopefully I can make it where it'll lay well, and see if that'll do, because I believe by next year I'll be able to let it out and she'll be able to wear it, and I think she'll get more use out of it anyway when she's a little bit older. But another thing that I did was hand sew the lining, and I don't know how you feel about hand sewing. It slows every job down, but anyway, it's very pleasant to me to hand sew. So of course just did a little blind stitch all the way there to get that lining stitched down. The bad part about unpicking the sleeves is that they are serged. So I will lose a little bit there, but that's okay. I think since it's big enough, it won't matter too much. But anyway, I got to thinking, you know, we did a fitting before I finished. When I did the bodice, we tried it on her, Of course, the zipper wasn't in, so it seemed like it was going to lay just right. But then when it was all finished, it did not. And I looked through some of her patterns, and we've not used a new look pattern before. Usually the size fits her perfectly, and this is the first time we've had one to turn out too big. So I'm a little discouraged about it. So I am going to set it aside for a while and think about it before I dig into it. So there's that. And so I'm probably not going to work on it for a little while because I do want to get to some of my top and leggings and dresses that I've shown you in the previous weeks. What I did get done, partway anyway, is I cut out my Simplicity 9748, this top here, which called for 2 3/8 yards of fabric, which is what I bought. And when I cut it, you know, usually you have material left over. I was sweating, struggling to make sure that I had enough, because sometimes I'll pin kind of loosely and I'm like, ooh, that's not going to be enough room. Scooched everything up tight, and then even then, like getting that sleeve on there, it was challenging. And I measured the fabric. I'm like, did they not give me 2 3/8? But I measured and it was 2 3/8, just like right to the dot. And I began to think after, you know, working with it that I wasn't going to be able to actually cut it out. But I did. I did have to switch the grain. And because the pattern is random, I don't think it's going to be noticeable at all. Here's what I've got so far. It's this coral dragonfly. It's the keepsake calico. Let me turn loose this little tie. Oh no, I just realized I made a boo-boo. Anyway, so this is what I've got so far. Just like with this bell woven, this comes down to about right here with the seam allowance. So you can see I am going to love this, I know. It's got ties, you know, right there in the front. That will tie in the back. So I do plan to finish this today and tomorrow. I told you last week, I'm covering up my microphone, sorry if you couldn't hear me, that we're going to a Bible camp, but I have lost track of time since July 4th. We're not leaving until Sunday, right after church. We're following our pastor and his wife. We're going to carpool, so looking forward to that. Excuse me, but I was able to, you know, have a few more days to do some things, which I'm grateful for. So I am going to finish this top before Saturday, Sunday, and so that I can wear that. All right, that's really about it. And I'll be gone all next week until Thursday, perhaps even Friday, because the conference goes until 7 o'clock Thursday night. So I think I will not get any sewing done at all next week, so I probably won't have a hashtag Friday Sews for you next week. However, I did pull out my crochet for the trip. Now, I usually do all the driving, so I can't crochet while I'm driving down the road, but my husband will take a turn probably, and then I can get a little crocheting in. And when I'm in the hotel or sitting at the pool when the kids are swimming, whatever, maybe I'll have a little bit of time to crochet. I've got a couple ongoing things that I keep all the time. One is the baby yarn, and I make granny squares, and I just collect them in the different pastel colors. And when someone announces that they're having a baby, it's just, you know, easy to choose some pieces and stitch them together to make a little blanket as a gift. That was an idea that I picked up probably 30 years ago from a youth pastor in a church that we used to go to. I said, that is a wonderful idea, especially when you don't have a big project you're working on, you just want to crochet something. You can just easily do granny squares and then put them together. So also I make these little chicken pot holders that are super cute that I found on YouTube. So the ones on YouTube are just a single layer. So I doubled them and put them together so that they actually have some thickness. Well, then I thought I really need to put some of the, I don't know what it's called, the zap and wrap, the insulation type stuff, almost like the quilt batting in between to make it an actual hot pad so you can actually sit hot pans on it that won't damage your counter. So I've got that yarn and all gathered to be packed with my stuff, so maybe I can make a couple of chicken hot pads. I have a couple of the older ones listed on my Etsy shop, so if any of you are interested in just taking a look and see what they look like, you can go to my About page and there are the links to Etsy. All right, well that's really all I've got this week. Really short video. I will be listening to your videos as I'm traveling also and as I finish up sewing my shirt tonight. So looking forward to that, and probably won't see you next week, but in a couple of weeks. So hope you have a wonderful week. Happy sewing, and see you next time. All right, guys, here is my oversized bell woven dress that I shared with you last week, but I hadn't finished putting the buttons on it. So I got the buttons on there. These are the little buttons that I got from Hobby Lobby, just the little steel blue color. I have on, you see, a little cami underneath because, you know, it's very low cut, which I knew I didn't like about the pattern, but I have lots of pretty camis that I can wear. Now, let me show you something. So you see that it's quite big and baggy, and because of the shirring in the back, it makes it very stretchy, so you can see, look how wide it is. So it is quite a few sizes too big, maybe about 4 sizes, I think. So I believe if I go down 4 sizes, then my concern with going down that far is that the bust line falls perfectly right there. So I might keep this in the larger size, take this yoke down 4 sizes, and then the back and the shirring panel, take it down 4 sizes, and I believe that'll pull that right in and make it fit me a little more flattering. It is quite large. It's very comfortable, and I'm going to wear it today. It's just, my children said, "Oh, you look Amish," and I think it is like the color and the fabric style of the Amish. That was not the look I was going for. I love these shirred sleeves, and it's got the elastic here, so you can wear them down 3/4, which I like, or you can push it up and let it balloon out if you want to do that. But that, because it's so big, makes it look extra ginormous on me, so I don't like that. But I do love the style. I especially love this yoke, and I do love the shirred panel in the back. But this, so much gathering here. If you know, if you're on the fluffy side, chubby side, the flattering of the yoke is lost in all the gathers. So I am going to try to make it one more time in like rayon type material, and make it a lot smaller, darker blue, maybe a navy blue with some floral design on it. But anyway, oh, and it has pockets, by the way, which I love. 2 pockets. Got my microphone clipped over here, but anyway, the pockets are fabulous, and it is uber comfortable. So there you have it, bell woven.